Let me pull up that very recent information for you, what Chubaloe has been up to. But yeah, he's been one of the more proficient ones very recently, who has improved his PB quite a lot. Typo's PB, runners are off, by the way.
Off and running here.
Yeah, Typo's PB is a little bit from a little bit longer ago, but he has been practicing nonetheless.
Yeah, I've done some watching on Chubaloe. Is that how you say it? Chubaloe?
Chubaloe, yeah.
Chubaloe. I've seen him doing a lot of training on this particular game. Doing whatever program that he's got there. I wasn't sure what that is, where he's allowed to jump into specific levels at certain points and just really practice those certain strats that you really want to get a quick time on.
Yeah, good that you point that out. Like, that's the practice run. And that is a very, very important tool for our community that has only been developed this year. We didn't have that option before. And the practice run alone is responsible for many runners' times going down by how much they have gone down.
Okay, so you heard it from O'Deer. If you want to get into the run, look into getting that. You could really improve.
Indeed. Our runners are currently head-to-head here. It's what we would expect for the first two levels. There's not that much going on in terms of tech or difficult tricks. You just have to maneuver cleanly through the levels, dodge some enemies, kill some enemies.
Yeah, and I've noticed kill count being very important on this particular run. Is there any variance on what type of enemies they want to bring down here?
Not on this level. Like, usually what could be a consideration is in what enemies you kill is whether it creates additional lag or not. Like, if you kill them, if you leave them alive, how you kill them, if you use fireballs. That's something you have to pay attention to, that you don't lose time by trying to save time. But overall, they're pretty much free to kill most enemies that they find in their way, as long as they keep it around a certain level where they can correct it up and down.
Sure thing. Looks like Chubaloe got a slight edge here, or does that have something to do with the delay at all?
There's a little bit of... Yeah, typo is a tiny bit ahead.
Okay.
Maybe our restream.
Oh yeah, I see the timer now, yeah.
Yeah. But this is nothing crucial yet, although we have seen a couple of very tight races. We had one race that where runners were 2 seconds apart, which Typo was a part of, and we had another race where the racers were only 1 second apart.
Yeah, I saw that round on Tuesday. They were both just a hair over 27, and that was a real tight race. Fun to watch.
Oh, Chubaloe with some trouble, Typo with some trouble. Oh, Typo with some bigger trouble. Okay.
How much time does that cost a runner, just with a simple slip-up like that?
I mean, with something like Typo's mistake there, where he actually had to go back slowly to correct his movement, that costs 4 or 5 seconds easily, just there.
And in a run like this, that's fairly optimized. 4 seconds is quite a lot of time to try and make back up. Almost have to... You don't really want to hope for bad things to happen to your opponent, but if you want to have a chance to pull it out front, might need some help from Chubaloe here.
Yeah, like, in theory, you're absolutely correct, but I'm always, like, this tournament has shown that these race situations are still somewhat special, so you can't really bank on anyone performing at their best. So, while this could be a decisive gap that we see here in favor of Chubaloe, it doesn't have to mean anything yet.
Alright, still plenty of chances to gain that back then for typwo.
Yeah, and crucial to note that both runners survived 3-4. That is something that everyone is always worried about. that fire flower grab in that section right afterwards with very laggy cloud platforms. That is just dreadful during a race, and both made it through somewhat safely.
Yeah, both onto the bubble level here. Basically just an auto scroller, nothing going on special here. Just get to the end, avoid that final little ledge bump. And onto space.
Yeah, like the one thing that you want to avoid is not falling asleep on the wheel and hitting that bell at the end. We've all done it. How much do you know about the strategies on the moon?
On this one, is this one? I've watched quite a few.
Yeah, that's just one very interesting tidbit about the physics. On this level, or with these kinds of physics, walking on the ground is actually faster than floating through the air or vacuum or whatever we find on the moon. Which you can see sometimes when one of those moon piggies shoots a cannonball. That one moves exactly at the speed as if you would float through the air. But if you walk, you can outrun them or overtake them.
Okay. Back up to this other auto scroller. I've seen a lot of similar routes by a lot of runners. How much variance can you do in this level?
Not a lot, to be fair. There are a few sections where you want to avoid lag again. Like you grab a fire flower in this level, which enables you to shoot fireballs. And Game Boy games are kind of tight in terms of how many sprites they allow you to have on screen and still perform properly. So if you increase the amount of sprites by shooting wildly, you can make the game lag quite a bit. I don't expect our runners to do that. Apart from that, there are a couple of places here where certain enemy combinations, like those moving stars, they go up and down or left and right, and some of the pufferfish. If you enter some screens in a weird way, like what our runners will not be doing, you can create some extra lag there, which costs like 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 seconds. The big separator in this level is obviously the boss.
Yeah, I've seen the two different strats. You got the 2 fireball and then the 4 fireball shot, which is a lot faster in my mind. I think that's like about a whole second. Would I be correct?
1.5 even, yeah.
Half even.
Depending on what kind of... Like, you have to manage Tatanga's stun cycles, and sometimes you just end up not being able to hit him properly. Like, you have to be moving downwards, so you have to release your A button. And you have to time that properly with Tatanga's up and down oscillation. So sometimes you keep moving along with him and just end up not being able to hit him for a long time. So that can happen. That always costs a lot of time, and that also risks you taking another hit of damage. We will see what our runners do here. Chubaloe already in the fight.
Nice boss there by Chubaloe.
Yeah, that's the 4-1 that you mentioned. Oh, typwo is going wild.
Got the kill.
That
He didn't
was
take
a lot of
damage.
shots.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make us say that he got like 10 shots out compared to Chubaloe's measly 4.
Yeah, well timed there by Chubaloe. Gotta be just on point if you want to get that strat.
Yeah,
down.
it is way tighter than it might seem. But yeah, the gap isn't really opening up that much. Like, okay, Chubaloe just gained 1.5 more seconds, but it's still overall pretty tight. One mistake can still turn this one around.
Yeah, making one small mistake can really throw off a player's rhythm on the following sections after that, even. So here you can see he grabbed that fire flower, so that shows how important it was to stay big Mario throughout that boss fight.
Exactly. And you mentioned those small mistakes. This level is one of the levels where you can make a mistake that looks small but has very big influence. Because you have to have Fire Mario here to reach the secret exit. If our runners, for some reason, lose that power-up, they have to either take a death and replay the whole level, or play the 2 normal levels instead of this auto-scroller.
Okay. Yeah, Chubaloe able to get the, typwo got the double block in both his fire shots. Chubaloe had to come back and hit it a third time, missing on his second shot. Now onto this one, another auto-scroller. So essentially in these you just want to decrease lag as much as possible and keep the sprites off the screen.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have any sprites except for the power-ups in the blocks. Like what is considered a sprite in this game is pretty much different parts of Mario. So Big Mario, Fire Mario, they are comprised of sub-sprites. Small Mario is comprised of less sub-sprites, so inherently is less laggy in certain situations.
Right.
As well as platforms, enemies, and power-ups. Those are all sprites. So yeah, no big lag potential in the auto-scroller.
Okay.
Luckily. Macrozone 4, the boss level, is one of the more tighter platform levels, because there's just less space for your jumps sometimes. There's always something in front or above you.
I gotta say I'm a big fan of the soundtrack on this whole game. Definitely brings a good feeling of nostalgia back.
Yeah, I've met very few people who dislike the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Typo lost his power-up. Just have to grab a backup fire flower here. You always want to have fire flowers for 5 of the 6 bosses, except for the witch. That's why it was way worth it there to go out of his way and grab that fire flower. So it's those small mistakes that put Typo further and further behind now. So like 2, 3, 4 seconds per zone, the gap keeps widening.
And so you run the game quite a bit, Deer. How much does that affect you when you make a small mistake going on to the next area?
I think there are different types of players. Personally, I get kind of antsy. I usually when I'm on pace, I don't have much time to lose before the run is actually over, because it's that level of optimization. So when I make mistakes, I tend to almost overcompensate and go for too risky strats. But you can also at the same time get insecure about what you're doing and maybe slow down a bit. I don't know how our runners are in that regard.
Yeah, it definitely affects them differently. I've seen a few that have the heart rate monitor when I was watching some PB attempts, and when you get down to that final castle level, I've seen the heart rate just skyrocket if they're on PB.
Oh, yes.
And I'm wondering how much that affects play too. And all of a sudden your heart's beating twice as fast, and you still gotta, go with that muscle memory you've had before, through all that practicing. So that's just got to add another level of excitement to the run.
Yeah. You make some interesting points, because sometimes when I reach the castle, for example, I end up focusing more on the heartbeat than on the actual level. So that puts me in kind of an autopilot mode, which is not the worst thing that can happen. Like, honestly, that's again, some people might get distracted. Some people might just get more calm by listening to nothing but their own heartbeat.
Right, and then just stay focused on the next jump or shot at hand then, and just keep plotting away.
Yeah.
So I see typo in a couple of those umbrellas. I normally don't see people killing those.
Yeah, he's a bit low on kills. He lost his power-up earlier and couldn't shoot a couple of enemies. So he's a little bit behind on where he would want to be on kills. It's not that terrible yet. He can make this up easily. Even shooting at the boo, that will not work.
Moving on to the final zone of pumpkin, or final level of pumpkin zone here.
Yeah, the level itself is not too difficult. The boss fight is also not difficult, but it has this big element of randomness.
Yeah, very, very important going on a record pace or something to still have to rely on luck. So I'd say that'd be probably less than half the runs would even get that ideal RNG out of the boss.
Yeah, statistically it's 42%.
Okay.
That's just how the RNG works out, and reality shows that it's exactly what you would expect. Because the witch is programmed to switch sides with a probability of 75% each round. And she's considered on the right at first, so switching sides 75%, she appears on the left. And optimally, this cycle continues for all 3 rounds. And it does for Chubaloe.
Oh, nice RNG there. And a good strat to knock off the witch quickly.
Yeah, I like his strat where he actually jumps through the hitbox while it's not active yet. With the proper timing that... Oh, typwo gets a double left for beginning. But yeah, the jumping through strat is triple left. Holy.
So, how discouraging is that for a run when you got the RNG going against you like that?
Very. Personally, very. I think I got like 3 lefts in the last 2 weeks myself, which is ridiculous. And yeah, if it happens once, you say, okay, that's just what happens sometimes. If you see it a second time in short succession, you start to wonder how random this is, and for the 3rd time, you just give up.
Just gotta hope the RNG is on your side for that particular run. Nice job by Chubaloe to dodge the water there as well.
Like for our post-zone analysis, Chubaloe has made up more ground. Like or has extended his lead, I should say. typwo is falling behind more and more. We're getting to that time frame where it would take a death in the castle from Chubaloe.
Okay, so we're talking multiple seconds here, at least like 10 or so.
Yeah, if you look at the in-game timers, they are 30 seconds apart. 1 in-game seconds is 0.8 real-time seconds, so it's about 24 seconds. If my quick math was somewhat correct.
Yeah. Pretty accurate there.
Yeah, this level is very tricky. Let's talk a bit about this level. Swimming is the predominant way of locomotion in this level, and swim speed is random in terms of that you always get a fast swim speed if you start swimming on an odd frame, and always get slow swimming if you start swimming on an even frame. That could be the other way around, but who cares? It's shifting every frame, that's the important part. And it's difficult to recognize it quickly when you get slow swimming, so you can try to correct it, like start swimming again, touch the ground, jump out of the water. That is something that comes with experience.
Yeah, practice, practice, practice. You want to get good at something, just keep grinding away. And you'll keep getting better every day. If you're just shaving off tenths, those keep adding up, over a week or a month, you'd be cutting seconds off.
Yeah, like a lost run is not... Or a failed run is not a lost run. It's just more practice.
It's true that.
Okay. Next boss fight for Chubaloe It's another one of those. He has kept his fire flower. It's gonna be very quick. You can see him mashing away from the very beginning.
Yeah, nice kill on that boss. Looks like typwo had a small problem and to pick up a fire flower there. Or is that, oh, is that the standard flower you're supposed to get off of that third block?
Yeah, that's the standard. Like it's fine to invest some time to be sure to grab it. Compared to not having it for the boss fight. It's just that much faster and safer. Oh, and there are several missed jump inputs for typwo. He couldn't get up to actually get in position to shoot the boss, and ooh, oh no, this is exactly what I meant. Now he has to play it slow, and he will probably didn't get hit a second time at least. Yeah, it looked like his controller was malfunctioning there. He did not get the initial jump or swim stroke input at all.
And that's got to be disheartening. So how are these runners aware of each other during the race?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to make any statements that might be wrong.
Sure. But I guess being on a run like typwo is, you kind of got to feel like maybe you're a little behind. Just
yeah,
grit and bear it, and just try and be smooth the rest of the way out.
Yeah, that's all you can do. You have to focus on yourself. Like, also on topic of watching the race or not, like you still have to play your game.
Right. Yeah, try to reduce distractions.
Yeah, speaking of playing your game, like Chubaloe020 is on a tear. He's been playing really well. Another pretty much perfect level. If Chubaloe020 just keeps playing like this, he can even afford to play the levels, the castle somewhat safe. Like, that's something you can do without even watching your opponent. If you have the PB of your opponent in the back of your head, and you are aware of your own pace, you can kind of play with that in mind. So you could gamble on, okay, this is a time that my opponent can't even get if I play it safe. But yeah, to reiterate, this is an elimination match. This is the loser's bracket, so whoever loses this one is out of the tournament. So it's some extra incentive to be extra focused.
Right, and with this being a double elimination, pardon me. With this being a double elimination format, you do get a chance to come back if you happen to have a little slip up in an earlier round. But if you happen to have that first loss, you really got to just be smooth the rest of the way out and trying to move on. So big league blue here. I don't anticipate him losing it, but still, a small mistake can happen, which will turn into a lot of time.
You never wish bad luck on anyone in the castle. But it's always worth mentioning it, like it's not over until you see that third phase of Wario and him going down. We've seen people die on the very last hit on Wario. Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking indeed, that sounds like how it would feel. So filling up those 6 coins now, Chubaloe ready to head out to Wario's castle to take it on.
Despite all the small hiccups on typwo's side, he hasn't made that really huge mistake, like where he completely loses everything. He's still going. That's all you can do. Again, that's finish your own run. Everything else is decided afterwards. So Chubaloe goes for the full lag reduction in the first room of the castle. where he takes damage twice and plays the rest of the level as Small Mario.
Okay, and that has to do with those sub-sprites you were talking about. Small Mario.
Yeah, like that is one aspect, and also while taking damage, Mario's sprite is own, or sprites, sub-sprites, everything is only drawn every second frame. So you see that flashing animation. That also reduces some computation time and some lag. So Chubaloe is past the part that we would usually consider the hardest part of the castle. From here on out, it's just keeping up your focus. You can manipulate everything that is coming up here. So if you play it right, there's no unknowns here. But again, it's a race situation. Our runners might be nervous.
Sure thing, I bet. Especially knowing you're up against such stiff competition in this tournament.
No, needed a second attempt at grabbing that star. That star is what all the kills were for. Typo also makes it past the difficult moving platform section. And 3 more phases of Wario left for Chubaloe. Very good race pace. Have to say it again. So he's waiting. You saw him waiting there. You can manipulate when Wario drops in the second phase by going at a certain time on the in-game timer.
Okay. Just small optimizations like that, saving frames, saving the seconds.
Yeah, it might seem unintuitive. Let's first watch him finish before I tell the story. 1 and 2 and 3. Chubaloe finishes and wins this one in 26:43.
That's
that
a real good
so
time
close
for
to
a
his
race.
PB. Like that's faster than his old PB that he had before his current one.
typwo still coming through. Had some small mistakes early. Didn't let it get to him. Managed to, still hold it together, and still looks like he'll put a pretty decent time together.
Yeah, we saw him wait there as well. He didn't wait in the wrong position, so still got it though. Yeah, he was just that tiny bit slower every single zone, which would have probably been enough for half of the other competitors in the tournament, but not for Chubaloe today. GG typo. And I will see if we can get our racers in here for a quick interview. And as I say that, Chubaloe already joins. GG Chubaloe.
Hello dear, thank you.
Big congratulations on that race. That you must be really happy with this one.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I really wanted a sub 27 in this tourney, and I got a big one, so I'm very satisfied.
Yeah,
it was fun to watch. Nice performance.
Thank you.
So yeah, this is actually faster than your old PB.
Yeah, it is.
Which is crazy by a second.
Yeah, I had a few tiny slips, but it cost me only like 2 or 3 seconds in total. And yeah, I'm happy. It is my second best time ever.
Yeah. So, what was there something that you weren't happy about in this run? Anything that you think should have gone better?
Yeah, well, the castle was a little bit safe. Like I knew I had a little bit of a lead, so I thought just take it a little bit slower and don't risk dying. So I ended in 60 cycle. So there's a little bit of time save over there, but that was my tactic. And no, I couldn't PB this run, so I didn't mind go for the 64, 68. Just a little bit slow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very nice run.
It really was.
So now
I'm
that
also happy
Chubaloe's
about
got
my.
Go ahead.
I'm also happy about the piggy fight. This is the first tourney I didn't have to chase the piggies. It wasn't the fastest fight, but it was good enough.
So now that Chubaloe's got this losers bracket victory, are there still more matches in the losers bracket? We're gonna have to say goodbye to typwo for this tournament. But how many more wins to get back to the winners bracket?
I don't know if you can
4
go.
more.
Yeah.
Okay, so still a lot of work to be done, but still in it. Gotta be happy with that, especially after that time of a 26:43.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to have a look yourself at where this tournament is headed, check out the links in the chat. The challenge page is always up to date, and there you can see how the path for Chubaloe will be from here on out. I can already.
Next race will be a good one against MTH or against Grimlock. I don't know if MTH is online again because maybe
we haven't
a free win.
We haven't heard from MTH in a while, but yeah, like I'm gonna put the foot down and say on Sunday we will know what happens with that match.
And if I am able to survive that match, then I have to compete against you or Ape, so that will be the end of my tournament.
Hey, don't give up hope. You had a good run. Just keep things smooth.
Yeah, I know, but this was my best tourney run ever, and in this one I won't beat Dare or Ape.
Yeah, but you saw. I'm with Dave there. Everything can happen, and you saw Ape's last run.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a what was it? 28?
At 29 something.
Or 29 even. Yeah. So those things just happen to anyone. Like if you get stuck.
If it was a best of one, maybe I could be lucky, but best of three, I don't know. But first, I have to compete against Grimlock or MTH, so don't look too much forward now.
Yeah.
Right, keep those blinders on and get back to practicing for that next tournament.
Yeah. I'm also improving very fast, so maybe my PB will be 2x by the time I have to race them.
That would be awesome.
You've been putting a lot of time in with the practice lately. I gotta say that that'll help your times.
But man, you gotta slow down. You gotta give Elecman a chance to keep up. You're eliminating your Dutch friend there.
I gave him a full day for the for the Dutch record, but that's enough.
But it's really fun to see all of that progress, and you're one of the fastest progressing ones for sure currently.
Yeah, I'm very proud of that. I started in the tourney as seed 14, and now if you reseeded, I would be seed 4. So I'm very happy about it.
Yes, like very good progress. Like I see you practice very systematically, and that is just like, of course, the practice room helps, but you also have this mentality that you sit down and try to understand what you have to do, and then start doing it. And that's crucial for something as time-consuming as speedrunning. You wanna be efficient.
Yeah. And what I also do is I don't practice like 24/7. I also some days I don't practice and I just watch other people and help them or learn from their streams, and that also really helps.
Yeah. Very important. Like people in chat, listen to this man. He has a good. It's a good approach. Like look at people, look at runs, look at strategies from outside. Don't just live in your own head and try to just close the blinds and do one-sided things. Just try things, look at things. Maybe I've found so many things that I didn't really experience myself during runs, but that I just saw other people do, and then you start to investigate. Why do they do that? Is it faster? Is it safer? And And that's how you progress. That's strategies develop. It's so important.
Exactly. And one more thing, because I saw Elegman ask me to say this in chat, so I will for him. Lekker!
Lekker race.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for watching, and I hope I see you all next time.
Yeah, I
thanks
think
for
we
doing a good run.
can slowly close it off here, but not before I tell you when the next race on this channel is, which will already be in 1 hour. Will it be on this channel? I have to...
1 hour already. Cool.
I have, well, 1.5, I believe.
I think the next
have
race
too
is
many-
on channel 3, if I remember correctly.
So here's something that that I can tell everyone that you shouldn't do: have more than 80 tabs open, because then you cannot find anything. So
Yeah,
Oh, no,
Jonas
next
also,
race-
I thought it was 9 p.m.
it is 9
Eastern
p.m.
time.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so it's
that is correct.
in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Enough.
So that will be between Lavistar and Master Kratos. Another one of those matches where the PBs of the two are so close together.
That would be a very cool game. Very cool match.
Yeah, so Lavistar's PB is a 26:41, and Kratos' PB is a 26:38 from just a couple of days ago. So that's nothing. If both runners perform at somewhat their level, we will see another really exciting race.
I'll be
Yeah.
there tonight. I hope everybody else also.
I will try to maybe wake up for it, maybe stay awake until then. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
It's always a bit
it's very late
difficult for us Europeans.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll have to be at work for that race tonight, but I'll definitely come back and check the video after the race and rewatch it.
Yeah. So with that, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks a lot, Dave, for commentating with me. And thanks Chubaloe and typwo for racing and providing the entertainment for all of us. And
thank
with
you,
that-
Dave and Deer, for the commentary.
With that,
Yeah, thank you
that's it
guys,
from
and a
me.
huge thank you to SpeedGaming for helping me be able to be part of this. It was really fun.
Hope to see more of you, hear more of you, and hope to see everyone soon again. Bye bye.